Yes, the Boohoo Effect here. I'm just going to respond to Tracy's live. She did it about a couple of days ago, entitled A to Z of Motivation by Each Active Participant in This Shit Show. Well, Tracy, you sure do enjoy this shit show because you can't leave. You can't leave it at all. It may appear that you left a day, but you're still around, making comments, watching everything. You claim that you're going to leave the lives until September, and you're back again a day later, of course, with an excuse attached to it. But let's get into it. A to Z, that means that she's basically setting every troll that Tracy has encountered straight. She's going to nip all the misconceptions, accusations, because Tracy is, she's a pretty righteous person, right? She's the most wronged person on the internet. Nothing's her fault, but I digress. Let's get into it.
You don't know how that works. I do.
You're going to have to bear with me. I've only watched just about 10 minutes of this, a portion. So I'm going to be skipping along. Maybe I can edit some of the stuff out, that's not necessary.
Sure. Here's the thing there, dumbasses. The reason why you got played between age of 19 and I is the whole...
What I listen to all day long when I'm home.
Okay, that was showing Monograph. He got on camera and was claiming that him and Agent are still friends, which is a bold-faced lie on Monograph's part. But I think Tracy's responding here.
So, that was less than a week ago. Back at the start of this, I said it's almost like Frank Jordan is purposely causing Katie to argue with as many people as humanly possible. If you remember the first few weeks of the...
Well, if both parties just shut their mouths, that's all it takes, then there's nothing to argue about. It's like two children in grade school, antagonizing each other. Sometimes it's both people's faults, It's both parties. You can't shut your mouth either. You keep coming online, responding to everything. I'm pretty much am gathering that you are addicted to doing live streams. You are. You love doing live streams, spouting off. You're a talker. You like to rattle on, entwining it with your personal life. But anyways, let's continue.
Their friendship. He went after Harry Forrest, all people who, Kenny Capizzi, Dr. Dissent, they're all people who criticise Montegraph. Now, I think that when Cunty started crawling round him, and I think he instigated a lot of the in-house fighting that went on. I think he done a fair bit of shit stirring between the parties. If you recall, he was coming in my live and sniffing around, and he was offering to even sponsor my live on his live, because the goal was to get the fucking trolls off Monty. So when then I get into an argument with Katie and it splinters, now the game has to be get these trolls to drop all the shit they got on each other, so that if they ever attack Montegraph again, Monty has got everything he needs to silence them, because he now will have
Okay, this is just a theory of Tracy's. Let's move on. I think just for time's sake, I'm going to forward to where she's addressing me. I only have so much time on this phone.
Presentations like he used to do when he was the museum curator before he was let go or sacked, whichever way. So there we have what Frank is motivated on. So that's what's in it for him, and that's what this is all about. And that's it. I ain't going to keep begging and asking. I ain't going to keep chasing. I ain't going to try and change their mind. I'm going to say, fine. Now, I only speak to one of my sisters, and he's here. He wasn't saying any of the things he's now saying, her last, and it's her time to call me. Fucking years sometimes. So I don't really know what to say of Boohoo on this matter.
Oh, you know exactly what to think and say about Boohoo, but you're not a loyal friend. I told you several times, quit playing stupid. This is public bravado. I know how you are when you are in the public eye. You will do anything to appear good, to appear like you're the better person, that you're misunderstood, you're victimized. You know exactly what's going on. Other people sees it. They make comments. They know that I was attacked because I was not agreeing with your failed docs, Frank Jardum. You've made comments, snide remarks about it. How I can't believe that you address him by Agent 19. Well, we'll get into that a little bit later. You made shots about it. And, you know, I just ignored it. But you guys keep pushing it. Granderthal, Elliot, he came on my thread pushing it. And I rejected it. And he got upset and went to Night Sabers. A 13, 14-year-old little girl, you know. That's questionable act right there. What business does Elliot have talking to a 13, 14-year-old little girl whom he thought was at that age and was a girl? You know what's going on, Tracy. You're playing stupid here.
Because I'm not sure what actually offended him. Because this was...
And you've also made videos. 2 videos in one day. You know, complaining. Expressing your displeasure with me and Trollop Rules. You claim that he made this video. Look, I didn't ask Trollop Rules to spend all day on a video, you know, that he was to give to me. I just asked him to just post a video up. And I'm not going to click a link on his archives link. I'm not clicking that. I don't trust that guy at all. He's creepy and sneaky, and he's twisted. I'm not clicking links. That's your guys' problem. That's been my rule of thumb with trolls from day one. I don't click links. If you two don't like it, that's tough. That's how it kicked off, and you know it. You could not keep your trap shut about that issue, about how Trollop, you know, had made this video, spent, you know, a whole day on it, and I'm just an ingrate, and I just crapped on him. Really? No. He's done me no favors. I've given Trollop some information. I didn't expect anything out of him in return. You're just conjuring up a case for yourself, trying to make it appear that I have unrightfully started a fight with you guys. You've initiated videos, you know, in favor of Trollop. You know what's going on, how it kicked off. All right?
Was the last interactions with Boohoo was here. He wasn't saying any of the things he's now saying. He was calling Frank Mr. Helton.
That's right. I was. I'm not denying that we exchanged in the past. Of course. You're dredging up a past fight to make it appear that all of a sudden I switched. The past is the past. Here's the thing. I was being attacked by you and your gang. You were supporting all of your little minions. And I thought to myself, you know what? Who really is my enemy here? I'm being attacked by my so-called internet friends, quote unquote. And here Katie and Agent 19 is offering to end the fighting. And I took them up on it. Because it was really in stark contrast of what was going on with you and your gang attacking me. You got upset because I stopped talking to you or something. I don't know what's going on with you. You're controlling. You got certain expectations. I should be at your beck and call all over your threads. I don't know what your problem is. I told you I have time issues. Many times I just have just enough time out of the day to just post a video or two. You know, and I don't have time to be policing the internet and finding where you're at to comment, to support you. Then it grows cold from there, and then, you know, then you're an opportunist, and if I start fighting with somebody, 100% of the time, you're backing the one that I'm exchanging with. When you should be backing me, after all the loyalty and support that I've shown you.
I can't get my head around what the problem is. I've never done anything. I've tried to defend him. Now he's.
You've only defended me when it suited your narrative, your purpose, your agenda. That's why you befriended Tiffany. She's a convenient tool for you. As you always put it, currency. You don't like Tiffany, but you only started speaking with her, ingratiating yourself with her because of Katie, because your target is Katie. Your main target initially started out with Annie White, then it went on to Crotch Vomit, and now it's Katie.
Says that it's because he's against child predators. So what? That was a month ago. That is less than a month ago.
Look, if you're such an honorable, principled person, you too would have rejected Night Sabers, but you didn't, because you're not here about, what's right or wrong, about honor, about what's dishonorable. You're here to be in a gang, to target people of your choosing. It's not based on anything else but you, Tracy. I found that out a long time ago, and I should have left then. I thought you were here to avenge your family from being stalked by Crotch Vomit, Molly. But as soon as, you targeted her, you targeted Annie, you stated to me in 2012 that you have achieved all that you're going to achieve for revenge, and you kept going. And I gathered then, slowly, gradually, that you're here to fight. Because this is part of your life. This is your hobby. And you're still at it. And Crotch Vomit, you claim that you're going to stop after you have doxed her and thoroughly exposed her, and you're still here.
We're talking about things that you knew years before. So what are you talking about? That's not the real excuse. Give us the real...
Talked about years before? That's Night Sabers. He's a pedo. You should be against that. You should be against a grown man pretending to be a child, stalking the real girl in life, starting at 13 years of age, 14. The girl was on camera stating that Night Sabers is impersonating her. He's a pedo. I would expect of you to do the right thing.
Reason. What really, really, really rattled your chain?
Yeah, what really, really, really is rattling your chain? Why is this so controversial? Why is this grown to be so convoluted, so complicated in your eyes? There's a common thread, common denominator with you, Tracy, and you're always pulling the jealousy card because you're a narcissist. I have a life. I don't care what you do. I don't know how many ways I can explain it to you. I don't care what you do, who you talk to. It's the other way around. You care who I talk to. You are the insanely jealous one. And I know the real reason. I saw it go down gradually. The real reason why you turned on Katie mainly is because she was talking to Agent 19 and you weren't getting enough attention from her. You weren't getting enough usage out of Katie for your own personal selfish agenda of bullying people, gang stalking with people. The times that you spent on Google Plus, it was all about gang stalking people. You would befriend the very people that stalked your children. You claim that you are protecting your children. Why would you befriend them? That proves that you don't care anything about your children. If you truly want to protect your children, protect their honor, their credibility, their dignity, because this is all public. They're seeing this. Then you would have never have went to those places of befriending your children's attackers. It's kind of contradictory in your whole goal here.
Tell us. Tell us what the about turn. And I cannot wait. This is not...
There's no about turn. It started with laugh at you. Laugh now, cry later. Elliot, that's where it started. And was I supposed to go begging to you on your threads when I'm being attacked by your cohorts? You could have went over my thread, but you didn't. Instead, you went on Trollop's Rules thread and started supporting them guys. playing all stupid, making comments, in favor of them, making insinuations that, what is my problem? It's like you have amnesia. You know damn well what's going on. There's no issue. I know you're delusional. I know you're paranoid delusional, but you know what's going on. You're not this dumb.
This is directed to the whole bunch of you. When Frank and Monty stop playing this game and you all realise what a bunch of sad assholes you are, do you really think people don't change their minds like that? People just don't change.
Frank and, in other words, Agent 19 and Montegraph are not playing games. That was a genuine spat that finally, enabled them to depart permanently, or at least thus far. That was not a fake spat. Sometimes things do go about face. Sometimes it's gradual.
Their minds like that. I didn't go from hating on Molly and Molly comes and, oh, hi, Molly, yes, oh, fucking marvellous. I'd already started the process of realising Molly's not actually doing anything to me.
You did an about face with Molly. All of a sudden, overnight, she came onto your threads. And all of a sudden, you guys are buddy-buddy because she's a convenient tool, currency, to troll Katie. You can say all you want how it's a gradual process. You guys became friends overnight. All right? You're creating a theory that I just get unpredictable, upset over nothing. This was very much gradual. You've been watching this go down with me and Trollope and Elliot for months. That's gradual. It's you that does an about face. You did an about face with Tiffany. All of a sudden, after hating on Tiffany for years, that you're defending Tiffany now. You know what Tiffany's about. You know she's about games. You know she's about group affiliation, gang stalking. And you're using her as an example of being a victim. Tiffany is no victim. She likes to play the game like you.
Molly hasn't done anything to me for years. Molly is not even...
Then why were you attacking her and her daughter? Why were you stalking her grandchildren? If she hasn't done anything for years. You were carrying that ball on and on and on. And she hasn't even been around for years. That question should be posed to you, Tracy. You're going on acting like you're all sanctimonious about everything. But you're really, every time you speak and open your mouth, it's a reflection of you. Like I said before in a comment, if you want to get to know Tracy, just listen carefully of what she accuses others of.
Yeah. So my healing process has already started. Molly then comes, so I'm open to that. And
yes, just like Agent 19 and Katie wanted to make peace with the trolling and fighting, and I was open to that. And it was an eye-opener at the same time. It was an epiphany of mine, because I'm being attacked by somebody that I defended for years and years and years. And nowhere can you be found in my defense, because you want to punish me. You're all about, raking somebody over the coals when you feel ignored, when you feel slighted, because you're a jealous person. You've always tried to project that onto myself. Now, there's been some fighting back and forth with me and Braden Omnicide. I got tired of his lewd sexual comments. Publicly, it was embarrassing. We fought over that. I told him to quit thinking with his second head and focus on Bubba Effect in the gang. Now, if you want to take that as jealousy, go right ahead. But then again, Braden's supposed to be me, right? You guys are switching or at least Trollope is switching his docs onto me that I'm Braden. Notice he's only saying the first name. This is all regurgitated data from Montegraph. Trollope is 7 years late to the game.
And then we build from there. And our first conversation was probably uncomfortable. It was weird, but now we're past that. But that process was already happening. It had been happening from January. My mindset had totally changed. I no longer believed her to be the Matrix. I no longer...
You've went back and forth on the Matrix countless times. When you're with Crotch Vomit, you know, it's Katie. When you're friends with Katie, it was Crotch Vomit. You go back and forth. You're not a credible person. You will accuse somebody according to who you're trolling with, friends with. It's always switching around according to who you're friends with. You know, the enemy is that account now, not you, my friend.
Believed her to be many of thee.
You've also switched your stance on Chang 13A. You told Katie in a live when you were friends with Katie, because Katie was complaining about it regarding myself, and you said Chang had problems. His own demise was the cause of himself. You stated Chang was his own demise to Katie. Now all of a sudden, Katie is at fault with Chang. You did it with the Brianna Greyhouse account right there. You've told Forrest that, you know, Brianna was jealous, scorned, and she went to his house with a gun. But you said nothing about what you said previously when you were exchanging with Forrest, how, you know, Forrest was harassing her and driving her to that edge. You switch up your game. You're not consistent. I've been consistent. You're not an honorable person, Tracy. You're not. You're a very diabolical person, maniacal. You're a terrible person. I'm not trying to be mean here, but you are a dishonorable, terrible person. And you get on here and you like to make people's lives miserable. You'll conjure up reasons to stalk their personal lives, their children. The evidence is out there and you still deny it. I mean, you're shameless. You know, it's going to be peaceful when you're not around. You are the main instigator of all this infighting. You know, players switching around, re-teaming up with their past enemies. You instigate a lot. You like to project that onto Katie, but you need to look at yourself, Tracy. If you really wanted to end this, then it would be ended.
Accounts over the years. So that is how I'm going to leave it on Boohoo. I think it's totally mad. I don't know if other people have ideas. Now, the other thing is this, hang fire. I just wanted to touch on.
Okay, let's go over some comments. I got just a couple minutes. Okay, that's Elliot. He's my favorite right now. Poor Boohoo dug his grave. No, you started it all. You kicked it off. You dug your grave. I was a loyal, you know, advocate for your cause as long as it was in the right light. As long as it was in the right, I would have backed it. But you caused the infighting. But you know, I'm relieved that I am separated from this group. This group, the players in this group are terrible. Each one are horrible. You got somebody that, like Elliot, that's threatening to kill people online. You got a man pretending to be a girl that's a pedo. You got Crotch Vomit and Tracy that has befriended each other with the sole goal to bully and cyber harass. And they stalked each other's kids, families. Crotch Vomit has a violent domestic record. I mean, this person is awful. Her criminal record is a reflection of how she acts online. Boo is unhinged. No, you are, Trollop. Look at your channel. Not upset. Yeah. Why don't you say that about yourself? You are unhinged. You're trying to retrieve your pride, but you'll never get it back. It doesn't matter how many videos you make. Okay, Boohoo is like an attraction-starved toddler. That's why you're on, what, 3 communities simultaneously causing issues, right? Okay, Boohoo has a bad drinking problem. See, this is a suicide troll. You'll notice that she'll accuse people of having addictions. Yeah, suicide troll tactics there. It makes you wonder what's going on in her life with her addictions. We know she smokes cigarettes like a fish, But that's all I have time for on this one. We'll see you in the next one.